It's Sunday morning and I have a household to feed, so let's make some sausage gravy together. I'm first just going to start off by browning up my sausage in my pan, and then I'm going to leave all that good flavor in there and go ahead and add in my butter. What we're doing right now is making a roux, so a roux is equal parts fat and flour. I have a hungry husband and a teenage boy, so I know I'm going to need a lot of gravy, so I use 3 tablespoons of each. You're going to let your butter completely melt down, and then you're going to add in 1 tablespoon at a time of the butter, working it in until it is completely cooked down. This really helps to get that raw flavor out of the flour. You're just going to do this over and over, repeating until you're done mixing in all of the flour that you need to. Once you've worked in all your flour, I will leave it on there a couple more minutes to let that roux get brown. I do not like a sweet gravy, but if you do, then I would not leave it on quite as long before you add in your milk. This is the part that can look a little scary. You're going to take your milk, maybe about a half a cup to a cup at a time, and start mixing it in. When you first start adding in your milk, it's going to get really clumpy and you're going to feel like you did something wrong, but this is pretty normal. Just trust the process on this and keep stirring. You can see here that my mixture is starting to get really thick, almost like a paste-like consistency. Generally, I would have added more milk at this time, but I was using one hand to film. So I'm going to go ahead and add in more milk, about a cup, and just start mixing. It's going to get really clumpy. You're going to think that it is ruined, but just continue to stir and trust the process. You're going to work on this for a couple minutes, and eventually it's going to get back to a gravy-like consistency like you see right here. This is pretty thick, so we're going to continue to add milk about a half a cup to a cup at a time until it gets to the consistency you want. The longer you cook it, the thicker it usually is going to get. If you add too much milk, just let it simmer out for a little bit and it'll usually go back down to a gravy-like consistency. Now, gravy is super personal, so you're going to season this how you like. We like things a little spicy, so I will add in some Cajun seasoning in here. You definitely are going to need more salt than you think you need. Add in a little bit at a time and you can always add more. This is just about the right consistency for me. I'm going to add in a little bit more milk because it will thicken as it cools down, and then we're going to go ahead and add back in our sausage. I'm just going to throw it in there, try to get all of that good juice out of there, and then mix it all in. And that's it. You are ready to go. Try this with my homemade biscuit recipe. This is what we had for breakfast this morning, and I don't think there is anything left actually. Don't panic if you don't make great gravy on the first time. It is an art, but you will get it down, I promise, if you will practice.